has changed the way schools in the United States deliver education in a variety of ways. Some have gone to virtual learning, some are employing a hybrid model. All schools allowing in-person learning must take into consideration social distancing and student capacity limits. Teachers at Bell Annis are adjusting to life in the COVID era as well, none more so than those who instruct hands-on classes. Because of safety precautions, sharing instructional implements and working together in close groups is discouraged and used to a much smaller degree than in years past.
It's definitely a lot different this year. What I've had to do is all of my demonstrations I can't do live because the students will be too close to each other. So all of my demonstrations have had to go through video, and the challenge is how big those video files are and having to cut down the information or cut it into smaller bits and then feeding it to the kids through video versus live.
There's a lot more planning involved and making sure that everyone's trying to stay socially distanced within the labs and socially distanced eating. So we cook in, like, instead of 6 people, we're picking 2 people. My class is a little bit smaller this year, so we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, AB, like AB groups.
And the other part to that would be just materials and how we touch a lot of stuff in this room. And so at the very beginning of the school year, when we were all doing clay, that was difficult. I was collecting the clay materials and disinfecting them in between classes. And we usually do whistles, and that has to deal with taking your mask off and blowing into the whistle. So we had to social distance and make sure that those materials were not touching other kids' materials, and that I was sanitizing my hands in between working with students. But since then, it's been a lot easier because our materials are kind of just honed into that class and that project. So what we touch, is pretty much just within our classroom and the students that they interact with.
This is a challenge for teachers whose classes are meant to involve students actively engaged in hands-on learning. At the high school level, this includes classes like earth science, chemistry, cooking, and shop, to name a few. At the elementary school, it includes lit circles and using math manipulatives.
So one thing that I've done for like math manipulatives, I used to have them in baskets, and then groups would share materials in baskets, and now each kid has their own math bag of manipulatives, so they're still able to use them, but it just ensures that they're using the same materials so they're not spreading their germs to other people that are handling the materials. The first few weeks of school, we were nervous about having hands-on books, so we were reading on our iPads, but kids really, really need to read books that they hold in their hands. So one thing that we've done in my classroom is I set out a few book baskets each week, and then the kids can keep up to 3 books in their desk at a time, or they have a little bag on the back of their chair, so they have books that they're reading, and as they finish reading the books, instead of putting them back in the baskets, they put them in a different container that I have in my classroom, and then I just leave them in there for a while because I have plenty of books, so kids they'll eventually go back into the baskets and back into the classroom library whenever enough time has passed to make it safe to handle those books again. And then each week I introduce new baskets for kids to browse through.
Another challenge is instructing online learners who are participating in class from home.
I don't want to have them cook at home because I don't want them to, be cooking by themselves without some supervision, due to the younger kids and the older kids.
Reporting for the BluePrint, this is Rory Wolf.